In this video, I'm going to talk about how to find the least common multiple of several algebraic terms. Let's take three algebraic terms: 4a squared, then 12ab, and 18b. The least common multiple, or the LCM of these three algebraic terms should be the smallest term, which is divisible by all these three terms: 4a squared, 12ab, and 18b. So how do we find this LCM? Do you remember how we found the LCM of several numbers using prime factors? Here actually we apply the same method. First we need to write each term as a product of its factors. Now our first term is 4a squared. How do we write 4a squared as a product of its factors? In this algebraic term, the coefficient, which is 4, this 4 we are going to write as a product of its prime factors. So, how do we write 4 as a product of its prime factors? Hope you can remember it. 2 times 2. Then we write each unknown term as a product. Here we have a squared. So as a product, this should be a times a. So 4a squared as a product of its factors is 2 times 2 times a times a. Then what about 12ab? 12 as a product of its factors is 2 times 2 times 3 times a times b. Then 18b as a product of its factors, 2 times 3 times 3 times b. Next, we need to write each of these product as a product of powers. So 2 times 2 as a power, 2 to the power 2. A times a as a power, a to the power 2. So 4a squared as a product of powers is 2 to the power 2 times a to the power 2. Then here, there are two 2's. 2 to the power 2 times, only 1 3. 3 to the power 1, only 1a times a to the power 1. And here also only 1b, so times b to the power 1. Then 18b as a product of powers is 2 to the power 1 times 3 to the power 2, since we got 2 3's, and times b to the power 1. Now we need to find the greatest power of each factor. How many factors are here? We have 2, then 3, even a, also b. So what is the greatest power of 2? It's 2 to the power 2, right? So 2 to the power 2. Then what is the greatest power of 3? Here we have 3 to the power 1. Here we have 3 to the power 2. Then it should be 3 to the power 2. Then greatest power of a, we have a to the power 2 here, a to the power 1 here. Therefore, it should be a to the power 2. There is another factor which is b. So what about the greatest factor of b? we have b to the power 1 here, and here also we have only b to the power 1. So it should be b to the power 1 only. Now we can easily find our LCM. LCM of 4a squared, 12ab, and 18b. So how to find it? Just obtain the product of these greatest powers of each factor. 2 to the power 2 is the greatest power of 2 times 3 to the power 2 is the greatest power of 3 times, then greatest power of a is a to the power 2, and finally greatest power of b is b to the power 1. So what is our final answer? 2 to the power 2 is 4, 3 to the power 2 is 9, 4 times 9 is 36, then a to the power 2 and b. This is our final answer, 36a squared b. This is the smallest term which is divisible by 4a squared, 12ab as well as 18b. Okay, let's go through another example. 6p, 4pq, then 12pq squared. What is the LCM of these three terms? Let's find out. First, you have to write each term as a product of its factors. 6 as a product of its prime factors is 2 times 3 and times p. Here 2 times 2, then times p times q. 12p q squared as a product of its factors. 12 2 times 3, then times p, and also times q and times q. Do you remember the next step? We need to write these products as a product of powers now. So we got only 1, 2 here. So 2 to the power 1 times, here also 1, 3. 3 to the power 1 times only 1p. So p to the power 1. Then what about here? We got 2 2's. So 2 to the power 2 times p to the power 1 times q to the power 1. Then this product, there are 2 2's, 2 to the power 2 times, only 1 3 and 1 p. So 3 to the power 1 times p to the power 1 times, we have 2 q's, so q to the power 2. Then we need to identify the greatest power of each factor. What are our factors here? We got 2, 3, p and q. So greatest power of 2 is, it should be 2 to the power 2, isn't it? We have 2 to the power 1 here, 2 to the power 2 here, and here also we have 2 to the power 2. So the greatest power of 2 is 2 to the power 2. Then greatest power of 3, 3 to the power 1 here, and here also 3 to the power 1. Then it should be 3 to the power 1. Then greatest power of p is, everywhere we have p to the power 1. Therefore, it should be p to the power 1. Then greatest power of q is, we have q to the power 1 here, and here we have q to the power 2. So it should be q to the power 2. So for us to find the LCM, we have written the product of the greatest power of each factor. So When you simplify, what do you get now? 2 to the power 2 is 4. 3 to the power 1 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And here only 1p and q squared. It's 12p q squared. So our LCM of these three terms is 12p q squared. What about the LCM of 4, 6x squared y, and 8y? Can you try this? Pause this video and try to solve this. What is your LCM? Okay, let's check your answer. Now here we have only a number, doesn't matter. 4 as a product of its prime factors should be 2 times 2. Then 6x squared y as a product of its factors should be 2 times 3 times x times y. 8y as a product of its factors is 2 times 2 times 2 times y. Now write as a product of powers. Here 2 to the power 2. Then here 2 to the power 1 times 3 to the power 1 times x to the power 2 times y to the power 1. Then 8y, 2 to the power 3 times y to the power 1. Now what is our LCM? We need to find the greatest power of each factor. Greatest power of 2 is 2 to the power 3. Greatest power of 3 is 3 to the power 1. And greatest power of x is x to the power 2. And greatest power of y should be y to the power 1. So let's write these powers as a product. 2 to the power 3 times 3 to the power 1 times x to the power 2 times y to the power 1. Now what do you get? 2 to the power 3 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Then x squared and y. This is your answer. Okay, one more example. This is an easy one. So what is the LCM of 2xy and 4y squared? Pause this video and try to find your answer. Okay, let's check your answer. When we write 2xy as a product of its factors, it should be 2 times x times y. And 4y squared as a product of its factors is 2 times y times y. Then we write them as a product of powers. 2 to the power 1 times x to the power 1 times y to the power 1. And here 2 to the power 2 times y to the power 2. Now what are the greatest powers? The greatest power of 2 is 2 to the power 2. Greatest power of x is only x to the power 1. Greatest power of y is y to the power 2. So 2 to the power 2 times x to the power 1 times y to the power 2. 2 to the power 2 is 4. Then x, y squared. This is our answer. LCM of 2xy and 4y squared is 4xy squared. Now there is an easy method as well. It's actually a short method of finding the LCM of algebraic terms. I will do a separate video to explain how to take this answer easily with a short method. See you then. Don't forget to subscribe.